Welcome, fellow ruggers, to our round two review. Again, loving the Six Nations, loving these matches, a few close matches. Last week, I was 2 for 1 with my predictions. This week, I was 3 for 3. So that puts my record through 2 rounds at 5-4-6. Let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead, take a look at our first match. Our first match that we're talking about is the controversial match, Scotland and France. France ended up winning 20-16, came down to the wire. There was an issue at the end of the match where there was a call on the pitch that there was no try for Scotland. They went to TMO. I understand if the referee doesn't see conclusive evidence, can't overturn the call that's on the pitch. In my opinion, I think that it was a try. The G on the ball from where it says Gilbert was basically, you can't almost see it when they took a picture on the pitch. But again, I'm just gonna go with the referee. Whatever they say, okay. But in my opinion, it was a try. But let's take a look at my takeaways for the match. We're just going to go ahead and start with Scotland. They need to finish. It was similar to the Wales match. Yes, I understand the try issues, but I do think, honestly, that they're just not finishing. They still haven't played a full match. I think once they hit a full match, they can play with anybody. Maybe not Ireland. Maybe they can play well enough. They probably lose, but still, I think that Scotland needs to finish. They did have a lot of handling errors, so that's my number 2. They just need to kind of work on that this week. Once they get that under control, they'll definitely be able to dominate a little bit more and open up the field a little bit more. But their passing was solid. I'm going to continue to say this. I love watching Finn Russell pass. I do think that not only it starts with him, but they passed well enough that they really helped everybody get in the right position. But it just wasn't perfect. They're almost there though with France. They had a lot of offload issues. They did have a lot of carries. So, sorry, number 1, offload issues. Number 2, carries. They did have a lot of carries, but the issue is that they're not getting a whole lot of meters out of it. They're not breaking a ton of those tackles, so they're opening up for some of the tries. They opened up for my try of the match, but still, if they can shore that up, they'll be hard to beat. And then they had great tackling. It's been that way throughout, even though the first week against Ireland, they were made to make more tackles. This week, they really were solid in the tackles. Let's go ahead and take a look at my players of the match for round 2. First, we have Ben White for Scotland, all over the pitch. 1 try, 72 passes, 10 tackles. Then we have Thomas Ramos. He had 100 meters and a total of 10 points versus Scotland. Our second match, we're going to London. We are talking about England versus Wales. England ended up winning 16-14. Again, this was a close match for Wales. They lost by 1 last week and now 2 this week. Let's go ahead and get into my takeaways for the match for England. I'm going kind of with what my first match, Scotland and France. There are handling errors for England. That was my number 1. My number 2 is their penalties. They had 2 yellow cards, so I've said it before, they shot themselves in their own foot. I mean, if they can control those, it'll be better. They'll be harder to beat, but they did. Again, with number 3, they had great scrums. That's one thing that I think that they're probably one of the best, if not the best, in the Six Nations so far. They're really good with their scrums. They're powerful, hard to beat in that area for Wales. I'm going to start with something really good for number 1 is their lineouts improved. The first half against Scotland, it was horrendous. They got better. And then throughout this match, they were fantastic. And their young players, number 2, their young players really showed development already. Still, they're not 100% there, but I already saw them make great strides. And the opposite of England, they need to work on their scrum. There was a lot of mishandles. There were a lot of drop scrums, collapsing scrums. They just need to shore that up. If they shore that up, they'll make more strides. But again, that was one of the biggest issues in my mind. Let's go ahead and take a look at my two players for this match. For England, we have one of my predicted players of the match, Ben Earl, 1 try, 8 tackles. Then for Wales, we have the youngster man, 1 try, 8 tackles. For our last match, we have Ireland versus Italy. Yeah, Ireland won 36-0. It was just a dominant match. I still love the passion that the Italians have in rugby, but it was they demolished Italy. Let's go ahead and take out my takeaways. I'm going to just go with Ireland, and I'm sorry. I don't do this very often. I'm probably not going to do this very often. My 3 takeaways, there's no negatives. I mean, their first match, they scored 5 tries. This match, they scored 6 tries. They had great carries. Their possession was over 60%. They doubled Italy in meters. It was fantastic. They good with turnovers. They had a lot of good offloads, good kicking. They had almost 900 meters for their kicks, just phenomenal. Then we had for Italy, they did have some good tackles, so that's a positive, but it's because Ireland made them have to tackle. They 86% as far as tackling, so that's good. I basically say if you're over 80, you're good. I keep saying handling errors for these teams, but the teams that are losing are having issues with handling errors. So that's my number 2. And 3, they just need to have more possession. They need to be more consistent on moving the ball, moving with their meters, controlling some of the time of possession, because that's an issue, and you're not going to win, or you're not going to make really much progress if you don't do that. Let's take a look at my 2 players for this match. For Ireland, another one of my projected players of the match, we have Sheehan, 2 tries, 8 lineouts, 1, and then for Italy, we have Mr. Gabrici, 64 meters total and 13 tackles against Ireland. Well, everyone, that concludes our round 2 review. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe to this channel, share with your friends, like us on or follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, look for us on TikTok, and tomorrow we're going to be doing our top tries of this match, so take a look for that. I look forward to seeing you guys later this week as we look at round 3. Cheers.